claustrophobic mind, and I am not the vagrant kind. Baby, I just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, you got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not the vagrant kind. Not the vagrant kind. Yeah.
Yes, guys. Welcome in. Big up to everyone in the house already. Appreciate it, guys. Well, look like some referees are in a little bit of trouble. We're going to talk about, obviously, David Coote today, who's been exposed to being a cunt. But that's what we're going to talk about. Obviously, we've got the boys returning as well after international duty. We should have a fully fit team ready to go after international duty as well. Going to talk about Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk. That's been spoken about today on the Anfield agenda. Big up Craig on the Anfield agenda, having David Lynch on there today, chatting all things about them too. We're going to talk about that as well. And the international's coming up, and they in the way. So big up to everyone here. I hope you're already doing good. I should be having K-Mac should be joining me in a second as well. We're going to chat over all this stuff. Big up to everyone in the chat as well. Catnip in the chat. Big up to you. Been a while, my friend. Spider, big up. Guys, make sure you go and subscribe to everyone who's got a channel here. So go and subscribe to Spider LFC, Liverpool community. Make sure you go and do your thing. Go and give that man a subscribe. Big up to Buzz as well. Going to talk about all the injury news. Big up to King Adrian as well. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Red Jew as well. Media not mentioning because contrast, mate, saying we hate Scousers. Yeah, they're not talking about that, are they? Gary's in the house as well. Danny's in the house. Gory's in the house. You never walk alone in the house as well. Big up James in the house as well. So big up all you guys. Make sure you're hitting that like button as well as soon as you come in, and that share button, that subscribe button. But the likes are the most important thing on YouTube at this moment in time. So the YouTube algorithm has really changed up now. So yeah, the biggest thing you guys could do for me, I'd appreciate, is actually hitting that like button and getting in the comments in the live chat. You know, that's what they're basically looking at now. So I'd really appreciate that. And here's K-Mac right there. Here we go. Let's get him in the house. Yeah, there he is. Big up, man.
How you doing, mate? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear, man. Loud and clear.
Good.
What a day, eh? So let's just talk about it. David Coote, man. Coote the cunt, as I call him now. That's his new name. So here's what I'm going to say about everything. I'm not actually bothered about him talking about Jurgen Klopp the way he spoke about Jurgen Klopp, because, you know, that is his own preference of a person, yeah. My whole point of the David Coote stuff, and this is what no one's really talking about, the fact that his mate, whoever it was interviewing him, basically summed it up at the end of that video saying we hate Scousers, and Coote basically not saying no, don't say that or anything like that, is the major issue for me in this whole thing. It's the major issue for me in this whole thing. He is a Mancunian-born man that blatantly has a hatred for Liverpool Football Club and has been responsible for some of the worst referee and VAR decisions in living memory.
Six that have affected us majorly.
And we have always spoke about David Coote. I think every fan base, to be fair, has spoke about how bad David Coote is, but especially Liverpool fans. We've been on this for years now.
Mm-hmm.
And as I say, my whole issue is ain't him calling Klopp a cunt and all this sort of stuff, because that's a personal preference as a manager he don't like. All right, I get it. But he ain't near no more. But David Coote's still been refereeing Liverpool games to this day. And the fact that he says the fact that he never made the point of correcting the geezer when he summed it up saying we hate Scousers.
No.
This man, look, we have got to look at it. I know the PGMO are suspended him, K-Mac. For me, his career should be over. I know people are now saying this is like there's people on the internet saying that like Liverpool fans are taking it too far and all this because it's happened to us. But yes, do referees all speak like this behind the scenes? They might do. So that might need investigating, right?
Well, this should also have been investigated a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, like,
How many referees have affiliated back to Manchester that we've had? Just don't give us Manchester referees.
Well, most of the referees in this Britain come from the northwest of the country.
Yeah, that's an issue as well.
So you're telling me none of them referees support Liverpool, Manchester City, or Man United, or having a hatred for them three teams? I mean, come on.
There's a lot that don't like Liverpool. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and look, I'm all for refs. Yeah, look, refs are human beings at the end of the day. They probably don't like certain teams in the Premier League, and they have them feelings behind the scenes. I get it. I understand it, right? But then if they got a real hatred, and this is my problem with this whole thing that no one's really talking about, he's got a real hatred for Liverpool Football Club. So when he's refereeing Liverpool Football Club came back, is he 100% neutral while refereeing that game or when he's on VAR duty? That's the issue right there. Because if you've got a real hatred for someone, K-Mac, can you actually stay 100% neutral? I don't think you can you?
No. Look, the thing is, and this is something that we can definitely relate to as Liverpool fans. I hate Manchester United. I hate Manchester United. I love Manchester United getting beat. I love it. We love Ten Hag being garbage for Manchester United.
Yeah,
that's not because of Ten Hag. That's because of Manchester United. It doesn't matter who Manchester United's manager is. I don't like them. I want them to fail. I laugh at them. I find it funny. I find it hilarious when they sign someone for 70 million, like Anthony, and he's garbage for them. You can't get that out of your system, no matter where you live, where you move to. It doesn't go away. It stays with you for the rest of your life because that's just the way it is. You were brought up like that because of the hatred of a club and the rivalry of a club like that. And if he doesn't like Liverpool, as in Scousers, as in Liverpool, it doesn't matter what manager it is. He probably didn't like Liverpool before Jurgen Klopp. But the fact that he's now in a position where he can affect Liverpool from winning things and doing things and becoming champions, that's never going to go away. And to have someone don't they do background checks? Bloody hell! If you make so many egregious decisions against one club, then surely that's a case of, well, hang on a minute. Jurgen Klopp's talking about it. Liverpool are talking about it as well. Something should happen. And now this has come out. And the thing is, it's really not going to look good for referees at all. Because when this came out, I just started looking at Twitter trending. And it wasn't just David Coote that was trending on Twitter. It was referees. It was Webb. It was Turney. It was VAR. It was all of the Liverpool decisions.
Yeah.
All of that was trending.
The thing is that all fans are going to believe this is the case now.
It was no fans. MOL were trending, and that's not what they don't. That's not what they want.
No, but how are we as fans now going to trust any referee? They are meant to be.
We just don't need this drama.
No,
the Trent drama was enough.
The
contract drama was enough.
They are the only person in a match. So when you've got a game of football going on, the only person that in that match that should be completely impartial is the referee.
It's all the officials.
Yeah? All the officials are the only people that are meant to be impartial. The manager for the club is not going to be impartial to everyone. He's going to be for the club. The players are going to be for themselves. The other players are going to be themselves. The opposite manager's only going to be impartial to his football club, right? The fans are impartial to their clubs. The only people in a football game that are meant to be totally impartial, have no biasness, no hatred, nothing going on, are the match officials. Now, we have been saying this for time. Since Luis Diaz had that goal taken away from him by David Coote, Was it David Coote VAR?
No, it wasn't Coote.
No, who was it?
It was Brooks.
Brooks. Yeah, that's it. David Brooks, wasn't it? Is that his name?
It was,
Yeah.
no, the VAR guy was the VAR guy got suspended. It was Darren England.
Yeah, that's it, Darren England, who never
He's
gave
another
us a
one.
goal.
He's another one.
Was who was the referee? Was Coote? Was it Coote
It was
the referee?
Brooks. It was Brooks.
Was Brooks the actual ref on the pitch?
Yeah, it was the bald guy, Brooks.
And they never gave that goal, yeah? They never gave that goal when he was clearly like 4 yards onside, right? And then, as a fan base, we all came together and said, right, we all got to get together.
Sorry, Hooper. It wasn't Brooks, it was Hooper. Sorry.
There you go, Hooper, there you go.
You can name them all, they're all bad.
Yeah, they're all shit. I mean, you're not wrong with any of them, are you? But we asked all the fan bases as a football club. Our football club came out and said, let's all get together. We're all powerful as one. Let's all get together and sort this shit out. And then they asked every manager that weekend, but before the games and after the games in press conferences, do you think there's a problem with the officials? Are you agreeing with Liverpool? Should we get together and maybe go on strike so the PGMO sort some of this absolute trash out? And what was their response? Referee officials are final. Officials are final. And then when it started going against every one of their teams, and it got worse and worse and worse, they're like, these refs are terrible. We need to sort something out. Something big needs to change in our game. And now we're hearing this from David Coote. Look, is he at home? Yeah. Is he just chilling out with whoever that geezer was who looked like Sloth from Ice Age? I don't know who he was, but I don't know if he's a family member or something, but they're obviously very, very close. Because they're sort of take a piss out of COVID as well, by the way, which has sort of gone past everyone. When they're like, we're meant to sit 2 meters apart and they're shoulder to shoulder. So they're obviously family members. And just slagging off Liverpool and the hate Scousers bit. Hating Liverpool Football Club with a passion. And then he could be a referee next week. How can you say you hate Liverpool Football Club and Scousers with a passion and then referee their game the following week without being impartial?
Well, the mad thing is, apparently he's been requesting to do the Liverpool-Manchester City game.
Oh, I bet he has. I bet he has.
That's a wild one, that.
That's his coke dealer. But
the thing is, though, the thing is as well is, I just think it's going to be the same as Darren England. He's just going to get banned, and then eventually it's all going to get brushed under the carpet, and then he'll be refereeing games again. Because if you remember that game, didn't all the referees go to the UAE the week before?
Yeah,
and all of that came up.
Yeah, and
now they've stopped doing that. Now they've stopped that.
And again, that's an issue because
it's another thing. It's another thing on top of another thing now.
Oh, because the people, the place they went to do refereeing are owned by the same guys at Man City, I believe, or something.
Yeah, they put them up. They put them up and
paid
them.
And it just makes it look terrible. You know, it just makes it look bad, and people will go have discussions. And then I believe City got good decisions went their way that weekend as well. And it was just like, corruption's a real thing. I think we got to stop thinking. I know there's people that don't believe it, but there's billions of pounds running around the world right now in football, yeah? It's all in the atmosphere of the Premier League. If you think there ain't corruption in this sport, man, if you think there ain't corruption in this sport, you're mistaken, man. The corruption's flying around left, right and centre. There's too much money going about, and clubs have a lot of, influence now in the way things is done. It's getting terrible.
And the officials are the lowest paid. So if you don't think you can bribe them or have corruption in the game, then I think you're kind of being a bit deluded, because the officials are the lowest paid, and the officials in the UK are the lowest paid in Europe, apparently.
Yeah,
in all top 5 leagues, which I think is a bit insane as well. Does my mic sound okay? Does my mic sound okay?
You sound very clear. You're good, okay, man. Cool. You are good.
Cool.
How can the club and the fans of Liverpool trust in the PGL? Yeah, exactly.
I don't think we do anyway. Really, heart of hearts, do we really trust them after last season? Like the amount of games we were robbed. Like, come on. Like you got the Arsenal game, you got the City game, you've got the Tottenham game. I mean, there was like 2 red cards that got rescinded, like because they were bad. They were bad red cards. Like seriously, like the Curtis Jones red card, the Virgil van Dijk red card. Like honestly, it was like playing against 12 men.
Yeah, and do you know, guys? Do you know who's saying this? Because Big early in here says, "I can't believe so many fans are protecting Coote, saying he did nothing wrong, and that he said away from work." Do you know who was saying that? Do you know the fan base that's saying that? Man City fans,
of course.
Man City fans, even Arsenal fans. The Arsenal fans hate referees anyway, so they believe this is just the tip of the iceberg. You know, Liverpool fans have not trusted them since VAR came in. Chelsea fans, they hate Anthony. What's his name?
Anthony Taylor.
Anthony Taylor. They hate him with a passion because they believe he's very corrupt against them. When you look back at some of the things Anthony Taylor's not given Chelsea, they might have a point.
I mean, Wolves. Wolves would be robbed by every single referee in the world.
It's just. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, the Pickford the Pickford tackle. David Coote was in charge of that game as well. There's so many, like seriously. It is quite.
I mean, it's just and it's not all Man City fans, obviously. Not all. I'm not going to sit here and blame the whole Man City fan base, but the only ones I've seen on Twitter myself are the City fans defended it. I just look the referees. Look, because Paul apparently Coote says he's a Notts County fan. Right? It's just. Okay. I believe he was born in Greater Manchester, but he's a Notts County fan. Which, look, I'm not going to say that's not true because I'm a Southerner who supports Liverpool, so I'm not going to say you can't. That's not true. But the bias against Liverpool. I mean, the incidences. He never even booked Pickford on that challenge against Van Dijk. Yeah, never even booked him as a red card. The incidences. I mean, I don't know if you got a list of the incidences, but
you know what? I haven't even looked into that many.
I
found 6.
Go on, name the 6 then. Name the 6
instances. So I mean, we can just talk about the one which he waved away, where Mo Salah got literally assaulted, and he was the last man. That was in the last game. Because he was our referee for that. Then you've got he was VAR for the Everton game where Mane's goal was disallowed as the winner in a 2-2 draw. That was a couple of years ago. Yeah, there you go. Literally, he's just brought that up. He just brought that up as I was about to talk about it. You've got the Virgil van Dijk red card with Pickford. You've got the Arsenal handball on Ødegaard, where he did the basketball.
Yeah.
He was VAR for that. You've got the Rodri handball against Everton, which basically would have given Everton a penalty in the final minute, which we would have won the league by that, by the way, if they'd have drawn, because that was a 1-pointer. That was a 1-pointer season. I think there was a
Ødegaard's handball.
Was he VAR on the flying kick by Doku? When
McAllister got?
Was he VAR? Was he VAR for that?
I'm not sure.
Oh God! I mean, if he's VAR for that, like,
yeah, when McAllister got absolutely taken out. I don't know if he was.
There's a couple of others that are getting written in the chat here, by the way.
So the
Origi goal versus United. Coote was in charge for that. I'm trying to think of what else. You know what? I'm sure if we looked into it, mate, there's quite a few. Right.
So the Athletic are putting up. Liverpool had a number of high-profile run-ins with Coote in recent years. Rewind to last December, and Jurgen Klopp was incensed that Coote, who was on VAR duty, didn't advise referee Chris Kavanagh to go to the pitchside monitor after Arsenal's Martin Ødegaard handballed inside the box. Coote was on VAR when Everton goalkeeper Jordan Pickford's challenge on Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk went unpunished in the Merseyside derby at Goodison Park in 2020. Van Dijk ruptured his ACL on sideline for 9 months. David Coote was on VAR and didn't award the handball that cost Liverpool the title when Rodri handballed it as well against Everton.
There you go. I mean, that's enough. That's a title deciding.
Yeah.
Title. And Michael Oliver was the referee for that, by the way. Which doesn't help. It doesn't help having him either as the referee for a Manchester City game.
I mean,
it's a bit scary, mate.
When you got a hatred, he's obviously got a hatred for Liverpool, yeah? He's just got an hatred for Liverpool.
Yeah.
I know he's the one who doesn't say it in the video, his mate does, but he doesn't correct him, does he? He doesn't put him wrong and go, oh, no, you can't say that. He baits it. All Coote says is, make sure this video don't get out. That is all Coote says. Coote just says, just make sure this video don't get out. And then like 3 years later, the bloke's just uploaded it, you know?
Because he's a nice chap.
Yeah, and it's like you got a hatred for Liverpool, but you referee Liverpool games. You're not impartial. You're VAR in Liverpool games. You're not impartial. You just got a hatred, and your hatred is taking over you and blinding you.
And the thing is,
he can't ref ever again.
No, he can't ref again. I mean, the thing is, every single game he's been an official for. Every single Liverpool fan is going to look down. And they're just going to go, are you kidding me? Yeah, are you kidding me? Can you imagine if this came out about Anthony Taylor or Michael Oliver? Like, you'd be just looking at all the games. You'd be like, oh my God. Like, he is basically in a position to affect anything that Liverpool can actually have any advantage over. Like,
I'm going to play it.
Because you're just not impartial.
So this is one part of the video. We're going to play this one part, guys, all right? I'm going to play it. K-Mac, tell me if you can hear it.
What did you think of?
Yeah, I can hear it.
All right. Let's see if I need to turn it up a bit. Let's turn it up a bit there. All right, guys, I'm going to play this. So for people who haven't not seen it yet.
So what did you think of the Liverpool game earlier when you were fourth official?
Liverpool was shit.
What do you think of Jurgen Klopp?
Cunt. Absolutely.
What would you say? Why would you say that Jurgen Klopp was a cunt?
Aside from having a right pop at me when I ref them against Burnley in lockdown, then he accused me of lying and then just had a right fucking pop at me. And I've got no interest in speaking to someone who's fucking arrogant. So I do my best not to speak to him. Milner's all right. I get on with so
James Milner. You get someone James Milner.
You can see me there with mask on.
Yeah, mask on, obviously.
Yeah, COVID got to be done. Social distancing, right? We're 2 meters apart.
We have to social distance.
Yeah. So, oh my God, German cunt, fuck me.
Long story short, Jurgen Klopp's a cunt. Liverpool are all fucking bellends, and we hate Scousers.
And that's all right, yeah?
What did you...
And that's all right, yeah? That's all good, yeah? Everyone's good with that. Like rival fans. I know rival fans can banter, but if I was a rival fan and I knew this referee was doing that to an Arsenal or a Man United, I'd back them as clubs saying this ain't right. I know when things are right and wrong, and this is fucking awful. Firstly, xenophobia. Then his hatred for Liverpool and Scousers alone. His hatred for Klopp. How many of them games when Klopp was manager of Liverpool did he ref impartially, K-Mac? None? All of what? I mean,
I would say after the Burnley game, probably every single one.
I mean, it's hate. There's hate coming out of his voice. It's pure hatred coming out of him.
Well, he calls him the C word twice, not once. Yeah, he calls him it twice.
It's just that's hatred. That is someone. He wasn't even smiling. His face was just stone. It was pure hatred. He was not joking around. You know, when you can have a laugh, like everyone knows me, I can be a bit fun. Like, I can have a laugh, and everyone knows Jamie's having a laugh, and it's cool, right? When I say things sometimes, yeah, just for comedy value. He ain't doing any of that. It's not comedy value. He's not having a laugh. It's not a wind up. He meant everything he said. And and how many games has he officialed since that video? Because it was probably after COVID. The way they were talking, it was probably after COVID.
Yeah.
So how many games has he refereed or been a VAR or a fourth official or in the VAR room or something like that? How many games has he officiated or been part of since that video?
I don't know, but I'd tell you something else, which is quite interesting watching it again. He doesn't like managers as well, which is basically like he says a lot of managers are what did he say they were? A lot of managers are.
He don't like any of them, man.
He's really just ended his refereeing career in the Premier League for me.
And this is the problem with these referees. They are put on. They don't have to talk about mistakes they've made. They don't do interviews. They don't chat to the press. They don't chat to the fans. They make all these terrible mistakes, complex teams out of 3 points, and then just go home for their dinner later that night and with their feet up. I had a great game, great ref. You know, cost Liverpool 3 points. It cost Arsenal 4 points. 3 points. I cost Chelsea 3 points. I cost Man United 3 points. What's for dinner, love? You know, they get away with it. This is their job. They are paid a lot of money. These referees are paid. I think they're like $100,000 a year or something mad. Like they're paid a lot of money.
They're on about $100,000 a year now.
A lot of money, and they get away with everything. Like managers and players. If a player gets sent off, a manager's got to speak about it. But a referee doesn't have to speak about it. When the referees make mistakes, they don't talk about it. Never. No, never.
I mean, their job's just been made a lot easier with VAR. Right?
Yeah.
And automated VAR is coming in next year, so it's going to be made even easier.
Why do you reckon they don't? Why do you reckon it's taking them so long?
I know they don't want it because they don't want their mates to be out of jobs.
Yeah, it's taken so long for us to get automated VAR. Look how well it works abroad.
Well, not for Barcelona, but yeah.
Not for Barcelona because they got the wrong foot. Yeah, they did get the wrong foot, and that is the only problem about the automated thing because they just go on. They just go on what's offside. If something's offside, they would just give it offside. But they can't work out compute because the AI system ain't good enough yet to compute whose foot that.
I mean, it's anyone they've got wrong in God knows how.
Yeah. So, but the thing with that system, K-Mac, there's less corruption, ain't there?
Yeah.
There's less chance of corruption. With the system that we have in the Premier League now, the richest league in world football still can't draw a straight line.
No.
Let that think. Guys, sit down and think about this. The world's richest league, we cannot even draw a straight line. And they still do it on an angle. So when they got an offside, they still do it on an angle instead of making it straight. Yeah, keep the players where they are and then straightening the picture up so we've got a better angle of it and then draw the line. Yeah, which is common sense. Yeah, no, they can't do that. They got all the money in the world, richest league in the world, and they can't draw a straight line. And we're meant to believe that these officials are great at their job.
I'm still convinced the Havertz goal was offside.
Oh, what the Arsenal goal?
Yeah, I still think that's offside.
I have looked at that. I have looked because they don't show the replay properly. They just show the angle like this. The line is sort of like not really straight because they don't understand what depth means. Yeah, they've got no understanding of depth. Yeah, so they do this on the angle and then they draw the line with the angle, and you're like, that is not how the world works. No. What are we doing? Straighten it up, leave the players where they are, straighten it up. I could do this on Canva right now. Yeah, I could do it on Canva. Yeah, for £13 a month. Right? I could do it on Canva. And this is the richest league in the world, and they can't draw straight lines. And we're meant to believe there's no corruption. Fuck them all. You know?
and seriously, like they couldn't even tell what colour the boot was, who it belonged to. Big up, Mo. Big up, Mo.
Big up Mo in the chat, man.
Big up Mo.
Great guy. Oh, it's just sure being honest. It's just it pees me off, and I'm not just doing this as a Liverpool fan. I'm talking about all the Premier League teams. Yeah, I'm talking about all the Premier League teams. I sit there, I watch a lot of football. We all watch a lot of football, yeah. And I'm sitting there watching games at times, and they're coming up with decisions, and I'm like, I don't know how they're making this decision. You know, they look at something sometimes for about half an hour, yeah. Right, there was an offside the other day. I think me and Drifty are doing a watch along, yeah. There was an offside the other day. Me and Drifty in 2 seconds went, he's offside because you can tell because he's the closest to the 18-yard line and the defender is the furthest away, right? It took him 3 minutes. Sat there straight away and went, he's offside. He's close. He's the closest player to the 18-yard line and the defenders are the furthest away. They still drew a line and it was still wonky. I
don't get it.
How'd you get this wrong?
I don't get sometimes when the player is clearly offside and then he's going through on the goalkeeper and they just let it play. I'm like, what if the goalkeeper takes out the player and they're both injured, or just give offside? Like, it's offside. Like, just don't let it run through until the player's touched the ball. Now we can give it offside.
It's just mad, guys.
Yeah.
It makes
no. You know what? You know what? Now this has happened. I think this will push them to move forward with assisted VAR quicker now. I think it will push it forward now, because then they can get rid of the VAR people, and that will reduce the amount of referees. I think it will help.
I just don't trust a single.
I'd rather just trust the computer and then just go, okay, yeah, I can't really argue with that because it's a computer.
Yeah, I really can't. I just can't trust. My trust in the PGMOL has just fallen short, man. I'm going to say this right now. I don't mind sometimes when a human being makes a mistake, right? Because no human being is perfect, referees or anything, right? A human being can make a mistake. So when referees, before any kind of VAR or camera work came into it, I honestly believe referees were better.
Well, we could deal with it. Yeah, it would be the old saying, oh, well, you know, it will come back round.
Yeah, and it was a mistake. Officials make mistakes because they're not perfect.
One guy. Yeah? It was just one guy.
But I think they refereed the game better.
Yeah,
I literally do think they refereed games better back in the day. Like even about 5 years ago, before all this crap came in. And now they don't referee games. They literally now, this is what referees do on a weekend. They suit up, they get their stuff on, they put about 100 different bloody technology things on their arms, their earpiece, and all that, put their jock strap on, right? Pull their socks up, tell their wife, make sure you watch me today, because I'm going to be the star. There's 22 players out there. Fuck all them, though. I'm the superstar, yeah? You see Messi and Ronaldo playing, fuck them. Dead to me. I'm the star, right? I'm going to make things
talking about Paul Turney now.
Yeah, right. And that's what they do on the weekend. And they don't officiate no more. They blow the whistle for the start of the game. They move around the pitch, and they don't official. They don't do any refereeing. Yeah, they don't do nothing. Like, is that a foul? Not sure. I don't know what a foul is no more. This is the refs. This is what they think. I don't know if that's a foul anymore. I really don't know.
It's a foul.
Yeah,
okay, it's a foul now.
Yeah, and that's all they do. They go, they blow the whistle, go, wait a minute. No, carry on. Yeah, carry on. So what are we doing? Like, get rid of fucking replays and cameras and all that shit in football. It don't work because there's too much money in it, and there's always going to be an issue. It's the richest sport in the world, and no one's got it perfectly right. You know, I know they've got the thing in Europe where they do that automated offside thing, but it's still not perfect. So why are we doing things? Why are we bringing in technology that's not perfect yet? Because human beings are not perfect. They make mistakes. So we're putting them to the side, bringing in technology that's not perfect as well. And then we go with the technology. So the technology is not perfect, but we go with the technology. Do you know how daft that is? Do you know how pathetic that is?
The funny thing is, we all went with the goal line technology, and even that's not worked sometimes.
Oh, it's
Like
just,
that's really easy. Like just goal
Was it-
line
yeah,
technology is really
was it-
simple.
was it that Aston Villa game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Where the ball went miles behind the line.
even that's not even got it right. Like, come on, just bin it. Like, just bin it off, and then you can just whinge in the pub. Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
I mean, they need to bring the automated service in straight away and bum these guys off, man. Just pay them off. Give them a check and tell them to go away. You know, I just don't trust any of them, and it's not just as a Liverpool point of view. I don't trust them for anyone in the Premier League.
I think as well. I've said this before, but I think it ruins the game. It ruins the ground atmosphere, which is why I've never been to a football match since VAR has been implemented at Liverpool. I just haven't. I refuse to now because you can't celebrate because it can all get taken away. like how many goals get disallowed now is ridiculous, and there's no real jeopardy of being a little bit like given the benefit of the doubt to the striker. That just doesn't happen anymore when it used to. So get rid of that because I can't stand it. The amount the game plays for now is ridiculous. Like most games play for an extra 11 minutes.
It's
like
mad, ain't it?
Like sometimes you got like injury time, like which is like I don't know, like half of a half. Like 20 minutes, 15 minutes injury time because of VAR and all that rubbish that's happened. And you're just like, seriously, like that can't help the players either. All the stopping and starting can't help the players with their bodies. And then they're playing longer because VAR and all the other stuff's taken so long that the match is then extended. And then the last 10 minutes could literally be the hardest part of the game because it's still 0-0 and loads of goals have been disallowed and the game's been, basically run by VAR and then they're trying to win it in the last like 10 minutes of the game. Like I just think it's really ruined the game in general. And there's so many talking points that don't need to be talking points.
Yeah.
Like our season last season, our season for Liverpool last season was ruined because of VAR. Like plain and simple. It was ruined because of bad VAR decisions.
Yeah.
When there was things that were given by the referee on the pitch and not given by the VAR.
Yeah.
And if that would have just been a normal game with no VAR, we'd have had some of those decisions because they were given by the referee.
It's a disgrace, mate. And and it's not just Liverpool. I want to make people aware of this. We are a Liverpool channel, so obviously we're going to be more biased to our football club. But I'm with it for everyone. I don't want David Coote refereeing any team no more.
No.
I don't want David Coote refereeing a Manchester derby. I don't want David Coote refereeing a Merseyside derby.
He can't referee a game where Liverpool are in the league or involved.
I don't want these people around. I don't want these referees about. Full stop. Yeah, they've obviously got hatred in their body. Yeah, and they can't be impartial when they referee. It's as simple as that. You've got to be impartial. That like the PGMO have to do better background checks. They have to get officials that are great officials, yeah, and haven't got all this hatred in their body. Yeah, is it hard finding a referee that might not be a fan of a certain club in the Premier League? Maybe, but some of these guys can be great people, and I'll go do the job properly. David Coote obviously is not in control of his emotions. If you're not in control of your emotions, like the way he is, and that's basically pretty xenophobic in that interview, what he's saying there, disgusting words. You can't talk about a football team like that. Then he can't be impartial when he referees. So I don't want him anywhere near a football game in the Premier League ever again, or in any kind of level. Go away. You got too much hate in your body, man. You got more hatred than I have for bloody Man United, and I'm just a fan. And you're a referee. Let that sink in, guys. His hatred, and he's a referee. I don't want him anywhere near football ever again, man. These referees need to go away. Yeah, we're going to be biased because it's a Liverpool channel. We're going to be biased to our own team, yeah? And we're going to call up the shit that he has caused us in the last few years. But I don't want these referees anywhere. Go away, get out of here. Let's get some better refs in that can actually do the job. They ain't going to rely on the VAR and replays to get them out of trouble. Let's get better officials in. Let's train up better officials. What is Webb doing over there at the PGMOL? What is he doing? How is he training them up? What is their routine? Where's the next great officials? Let's get some female officials in, yeah? Let's start getting more female officials in. I saw a female official the other day, I think, in the Spain game. Great job. Great job. Let's get more in. Let's get people that can do the effing job and get rid of these absolute cunts. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
The problem is, though, it's like they've got like this little union, haven't they? And they all train in the same place and they're all mates. And
yeah, they all wank each other off at night. You know what I mean?
It's also a man's world as well, unfortunately. Like, just look at the, do you remember that lineswoman? What was her name? Massey.
Yeah.
Massey or something? And she was just...
Decent official.
Was it Massey? I think it was Massey. And she got loads of grief and sexual was it? It wasn't sexual harassment, was it? It was the stuff from the Sky
yeah,
guy.
Richard Keys and all that, basically.
Yeah, so it's a horrible world like that.
In a degrading way, talking about it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, in a degrading way. Yeah, so
Richard Keys and Andy Gray lost their jobs at their big money jobs at Sky for degrading women. Yeah, as officials or sports presenters, right? David Coote should lose his job for degrading Scousers and being xenophobic to our German manager at the time.
Yeah.
What's the difference? He should lose his job. Yeah. It's just, what is going on, man? Like, literally. And someone said it in the chat as well. Like I can't. Who said it in the chat here? Says something about how do we know that it's just not Scousers he hates? He might hate Cockneys and things like that. He's a guy ref London games properly. You know, this is
everyone.
Yeah, he just might be he might just be a hateful prick, you know. I mean, he might just look the face of him in that interview when he's doing that interview. Look,
face like thunder.
He's got hate in his body, man. Just get rid of scumbags like this in our game, man. I am sick of scumbags like this in our game. I just am. I want a fair football to be as fair as it humanly can. I know it's very hard, but there's so much money in football at the moment. So much money in football. We've got to try and make it as fair as possible. So these officials, man, look, our foreign officials are a lot better. Yeah. I mean, look at the World Cup in Euros. How many English refs actually went? I don't think one did they? You know, even the UEFA and FIFA realise our officials are shit.
They did the semi-finals.
Yeah, I think one ref went. Yeah, I think one ref. I think Anthony Taylor, wasn't it? Was he the only one who went?
Bad. He was bad.
One ref went. Even FIFA and UEFA know our officials are not up to scratch.
They cocked that game up as well, big time.
And the problem, as you say as well, so they all sort of they train during the week, apparently. I think Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville did an episode on it. So the officials all train together during the week and they all go through incidences through the week and stuff like that and discuss it, yeah? So they're all mates. So if I'm mates with K-Mac, yeah? K-Mac's the official and I'm in the VAR box. Do I really want my mate on the pitch to look like a dumbass by me overturning an easy mistake that he made? You know, think about it like that, guys. If everyone in the chat, if your mate is the referee and you're in the VAR box, do you really want to make your mate look a bit silly on the pitch by overruling him? Of course you don't, because you're nice people. Yeah? I mean...
I'll tell you what, A9's just put a great comment in there. The AFCON refs were brilliant.
Yeah.
They really were.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it. If the PGML are like, okay, so just say the Premier League. The Premier League is one of the biggest leagues in the world. Is the biggest league in the world with the most money. Why can't we just hire refs from abroad to do our games?
Yeah, I agree, and this is a great point by Abraham as well.
All they have to do is fly over and do a game and go back. Like,
no room for racism as well, they said.
yeah, yeah.
And you've got David Coote doing what he's doing. I mean, it's just they've got to figure something out. They have got to do, because
this has got a. I feel like this could be the nail in the coffin for Howard Webb.
Yeah, because it's got worse since he took over.
Because he's really not been good. Really not been
worse.
good. Like all he's done is gone on Sky a lot and did this mic'd up crap. And even when you're listening to some of the mic'd up stuff, you're like, hang on a minute, it still sounds really bad. Whenever there's a decision, whenever there's a decision last year where it involved a Liverpool game, the referee sounded like they wanted to give the decision before actually being impartial about it. Like when Virgil van Dijk made fouls or players, there was things in game, incidents in games. You could hear how excited they were, how much was in their voice of, it's a red card, it's a red card. And you're like, hang on a minute, I'm listening to you talk about other red cards in other games, and you don't sound like that. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Why do you really want to give a red card for Liverpool?
And look, and I will stand by this, right? My whole issue isn't the problem as much that Coote was saying this behind the scenes with his friends or his family members, or whatever it is, and they videoed it like an idiot. I mean, he shouldn't have done that. Because all officials could think like that. All fans think like this sort of stuff, yeah? But the problem is, it's when you hear it, and it's videoed and you hear it, it just sounds like pure hatred. And when you got pure hatred and then you're officiating them teams, you have to question their impartiality. You have to. I'm not going to sit there and be that hateful towards somebody and then next week just turn up and pretend everything's all right, shake their hand, pretend go out for a drink, pretend everything's all right. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't like this geezer. Coote don't like Klopp. He hates him with a passion, and he doesn't like Scousers. How can you be impartial in a Liverpool game, especially if Klopp was managing? You probably can't.
Well, let's be honest. You've already seen de facto of the Salah incident where he wasn't going to give a foul on Salah.
Mate, when I did my watchdog, I don't know if you
seriously,
I did my shitting. I threw my headphones on the floor. He literally went like that. No foul. Because if they point, he means play on, don't he?
Yeah.
But when they do that, it means no foul. He said no foul. I was like, oh my God, if Núñez didn't score, I don't know if he would have got sent off. So I don't trust VAR. Well, VAR have overruled Coote. Would have overruled them. Because if they wouldn't have overruled him, that means he wouldn't have got sent off.
Well, you know who was on VAR, don't you? Paul Tierney.
Yeah.
Paul Tierney was on VAR, mate. Do you really think we were going to get the VAR decision?
Yeah, no, probably not.
Yeah, Coote and Tierney, Jesus Christ. They talk about Tweedledee, Tweedledum.
It's just, how can you not give that as a foul? It's
if
he went like that and pointed and we played on, I was like, he did the right thing. He did the right thing because Darwin holded the ball, right? But doing that and saying no foul is like, I threw my headphones on the floor. I was like, what the fuck?
I thought he'd injured Mo Salah like Jota got injured.
It's just like, well, his career's over as far as I'm concerned.
Oh no, he's done.
If his career ain't over, he can never, ever, ever be anywhere near a Liverpool game ever again. He can't be a referee.
I don't think he could be anywhere near Liverpool again.
No, exactly. He can never be on VAR duty in a Liverpool game. He can be a full official referee. He'll never be able to work around Liverpool ever again. There's no doubt about it. But I think he'll get away with it. I love the fact that apparently when the video came out, he said it was a deep fake.
It's not.
And it wasn't him, and it's not a deep fake. I mean, you could tell, right? And then like 10 minutes later, he admitted it was him, but then he doesn't remember the conversation. So he remembers it when he was there, and it is him, but he doesn't remember the conversation. So just admit it, man. You've been caught. just go, right, yeah, it was me. I had a moment of madness. And they got to interview him now.
He should apologise. Well, he's got to do an apology to Jurgen Klopp.
He ain't going to apologise, man. These refs don't apologise. They believe they're bigger in football. These referees believe they are bigger in the game of football and they are above them. Managers get sacked. Players get transferred, get dropped. Owners sell up. The only ones that survive in football are referees. The only people that survive.
They are.
Players get sold, they get dropped. Owners sell up. Managers get sacked. Sporting directors get sacked. Technical directors get sacked. The only people that survive in football from mistake are the officials in this country. And that should tell everyone everything. They are above football. They're above the game of football. And they don't come out and say anything. Again, as I keep saying, make bad decisions. They go home, put their feet up, watch a bit of telly with the wife and have their dinner. That's it. You don't hear from them.
Get picked for the next game.
Yeah. No accountability, man. None. Absolute none. And
I tell you what would be interesting. I'd like to see what James Milner says.
Yeah, James Milner's like, I ain't mates with that knob. Milner's been thrown right into it, ain't he?
Milner's been thrown into it.
They haven't.
Poor James Milner, who's got nothing to do with any of it. Like, literally chucked in.
Right. Let's get away from the Coote stuff, guys. And yeah, exactly, Mike. So we can actually interview them about their decisions, but they won't do it. They won't do it. They won't do it. They're above it. They're above it. Right. I've let you. Me and came out and let you know our thought. We went almost an hour of our thoughts of.
How did we go an hour on that? Bloody hell.
On David Coote.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk Liverpool now. Let's go back to Liverpool talk. So breaking news just now. Liverpool just tweeted out. Big up Ant for DMing me as well. Appreciated that. Amir is big up as well. So Liverpool has said Trent Alexander-Arnold has withdrawn from England duty for any injury sustained over the weekend. Trent himself thinks it's nothing too serious. He hasn't had it. I think he's got to have a scan today or tomorrow, and we should hear by Wednesday, hopefully. But Trent himself don't think it's too serious. Thinks it's more maybe a precautionary thing. I think Slot said that he just felt something. And they thought, let's just bring him off. What you're hoping on this, K-Mac? I'm hoping I think we're hoping he ain't a serious injury. Is that
no, I don't want it to be a serious injury, but I'm fine. I don't think it's going to affect us at all. Really, look how good Bradley was when he came on.
Yeah, he slotted in nicely.
In fact, to be honest, I thought Bradley was better than Trent in that game. To be fair, because Trent didn't seem to be able to pass the ball. Which might be because he had a hamstring. So, but yeah, I think it's a really I think it's good because I think we've probably got something in place now where if players feel any kind of injury at all, they're probably notified now to just literally come off the pitch. In the past, maybe it was a case of, oh, well, do you think you can play on? Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. And then they'll play on and maybe get injured then. But now it's just a case of any kind of injury or you feel anything, it's literally just come off.
Yeah.
And a number of players have done that now, which I think is the best thing.
Yeah.
I find it mad when players they're rolling around on the floor for ages and then a magic sponge and then they're back up and running. And then they're injured after the game. Then you know that they've got an injury after the game, and you're like, why didn't you just come off the pitch?
Yeah, I agree, man. Look,
just do the Saka limp. Just do the Saka limp and come off the pitch.
Yeah, the old Saka limp. I think hopefully, we got to remember we got 2 weeks till we play again now.
Yeah.
So if his injury is not that actual bad. He might even be back for Man City game, which is 3 week time. So
he doesn't need to play the Southampton away.
Nah. So if he's back for Man City in 3 weeks time, the injury is just precautionary.
Then we can score the winner. all good.
So obviously there's one thing as well people were talking about. So either James Pearce, I think David Lynch has been speaking about it today on Anfield Agenda as well. That Salah and Trent are not obviously going on England duty. So they're going to be at home. They're going to be in Liverpool for 2 weeks. This is a massive, massive opportunity now for Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes to talk to these players about signing new contracts. I think with Salah, I think they've been saying today and yesterday that Salah wants to stay. Apparently, he's very happy. His family has settled. I believe they live in Cheshire, obviously just outside of Liverpool. They're very happy. They don't really want to go anywhere. They want to stay at Liverpool. Salah just wants to break records. Salah apparently is after Wayne Rooney's goal scoring record, which is, if he signs a long enough contract, he probably will make it. What do you reckon came out? I think this is the perfect opportunity, ain't it? That they could just sit Salah and Trent down for 2 weeks and just hash this out, can't they?
Well, you know what I think about the latter. Like, I think he's 50-50 with him, but Salah, I think the Salah thing is this will be the 2 weeks that we work on that contract. It's the fact that his agent is now posting a lot of stuff on Twitter. Like, he's posting stuff about best player in the world, and he's posting about his record, and he's posting about agents don't know what they're talking about and all this stuff. I think we'll get the Salah one sorted. Look, whether you think we've done a good job or not, like, to be able to get 2 of those players practically begging Liverpool to get them back on new contracts is just a stroke of genius, because we were all panicking that the vultures will be around them and they'd be going to Real Madrid or Barcelona or Saudi Arabia or wherever. And the fact that Salah's not been linked with anyone, Virgil's not been linked with anyone, there's been no offers, there's been no conversations, and these 2 are practically begging Liverpool to sign them up. I just think that's just a stroke of genius, if I'm honest. The Trent thing, I think that's the one we've been talking to. I think we've been talking to him. I think this has been going on for a couple of months now. And I just don't think we've been able to agree anything, because he wants too much money and his agent's probably asking for ridiculous I don't know, things. but those 2 I think will get done. And the Trent one, I just don't know, mate. I just don't know, because Real Madrid, Barcelona have said no, so Barcelona's a no-go now. Hansi Flick said he doesn't fit his style of play. And to be honest, they've got Balde, who's a really good player anyway, who I think's a really good player for them. So I don't think there's anything there with that. But the Real Madrid one, mate, they don't have any right backs now, and they're dropping like flies. They had centre backs as well. So I'd be really worried if we don't get Virgil van Dijk signed up soon as well, because all they got to do is throw 100 million for both. And if Liverpool haven't got any deals done for them, they may well just bite the bullet and go, you know what, we've got to make some money. Like we can make some money so we can buy a replacement, because Real Madrid have got the opportunity now to get a centre back and a right back, like, relatively cheap, to replace all of their injuries. Otherwise, they're going to have an absolute shocker of a season if they don't. They've just lost their star centre back.
Yeah, I mean,
and that right back who was covering is now injured as well.
Yeah, I think Trent's the one who might leave out of all 3 of them. I think with Mo, watching Mo this season, and I said this in the summer, like, he's the best player in the league right now. Like, there's not even anyone else close. I know people will talk about Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer is not close to Mo Salah level.
I mean, the only player who's close to Mo Salah is his understudy in Egypt, Mamouche.
Yeah, it's just,
which is weird, because we're linked with him.
Yeah, we are. I'm not sure about. I'm going to talk about Mamouche in a bit, but I'm not sure about him personally. But with Mo, I just feel like he's got, I believe, 10 goals, 10 assists this season already. Yeah, he's got 20 GA. We're in November. Fucking crap! He's inevitable. The man is inevitable. Yeah, it's just what it is. And every time I watch him now, I'm like, yeah, I just know this geezer's going to do something. He's
Just winners.
He's
Mo
just
scores winners.
Yeah, he's gone to a new level, man. He's gone to a new level. He's gone to a new level, and is he as quick as he used to be? Maybe not, but is he still sprinting past every fullback in the Premier League? Yeah. He's not slow at all. He's still going past everyone with pace. He can go right foot, left foot now. He's pretty much mastered the Travella. I mean, he's pretty much mastered that. He's scoring goals. That goal on the weekend.
He started scoring screamers again.
Yeah, and that goal he scored on the weekend where he assisted himself, and literally, and then slowed it down. He literally went at pace.
Crazy.
And this is what Darwin needs to look at as well. He went at pace, and then when he got to the goal, he just slowed it all down, and then put Martinez on his arse and just lifted it over him. Beautiful goal.
It was a beautiful goal.
Guy's special. I know a lot of people talk about the young kid from Barcelona and all that, and Vinny Juniors and all that of the world, but Mo Salah's the best wing. Mo Salah's the number one winger in world football. I don't care what anyone says. He gets in every team in the world.
I'm sorry.
I don't think in the world.
I don't think there's been anyone better on the planet in the last 10 years than Mo Salah and Messi. I'm sorry.
His numbers speak for himself, K-Mac. You're right. His numbers speak for himself.
Side by side,
And all I ever getting told is the hardest thing to do in football is score a goal, right? And then all people talk about is that Mo Salah's just a G8 merchant. But ain't that the point?
What's the second hardest? What's the second hardest thing to do after scoring a goal?
Assisting the goal,
it's providing the goal, and he does that as well.
He's just, I just don't know. I don't know why there's still people that are detractors from Mo Salah. Like, I don't know what it is. All this eye test bollocks. Mo's good on the eyes. What are we talking about? It's just, what do you want? Do you want Doku because he's pretty on the eyes, but has no end product? What has football become? Mo scores GA at the important time. Look, I've always said GA can be spun a little bit because you can spin GA in a way like what were the teams playing against? When did he score the goals? Did he get 30 GA last season? But
it's not a flat track bully.
Yeah, exactly. And was every goal a free kick or a penalty, or was every goal like the third goal in a 3-0 win, which is the less important goal? Do you know what I mean? Mo Salah gets winners.
The thing is as well is there's a lot of people that go, oh, Luis Suarez was this incredible player for Liverpool. Whether you like it or not, Luis Suarez was a flat track bully. Like, the player that scored the first goal and the winners in most of those games was actually Daniel Sturridge when we had Luis Suarez. And I love Luis Suarez. I thought he was incredible. But Mo Salah is just, someone just wrote it there, clutch. He just is. He scores the goals that win the games, and he provides the assists that win the games. Like, every single time. The only thing that I can say which is a negative is he doesn't score enough goals in cup winning games. That's all. But we haven't scored many goals in cup winning games. Like, we just haven't. Like, a lot of them we've won on penalties, and a lot of them, I mean, he did score at the penalty in the Tottenham game, didn't he? That won us the Champions League. But it was Divock who scored the number 2 goal.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing. But getting to those finals and getting to the position where you are almost winning the Premier League and that, Mo's pivotal. Like, Mo's involved in all of them. Like, I think he's in double figures in against most Premier League teams.
Yeah.
Like 10 goals against Arsenal, 10 goals, like 15 goals against Manchester United. Like he scored more goals at Old Trafford than most of Manchester United strikers.
Yeah, yeah.
Let that sink in.
It's Mo Trafford, ain't it? That's what they call it.
Yeah, Mo Trafford.
I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Get the real number up for me. But I believe Mo Salah's on 72 GA against the top 6 since he's been at Liverpool. Something like that.
I'll tell you another mad stat, by the way.
Something like that. That's just mad.
60% of all Liverpool goals in the Premier League have been scored by Mo Salah or Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, I know. Mo's different, man. He's as Chill says here. He's a big game player, man. He's the ultimate big game player, and yeah, like if he wants an extra 50 grand on top of his wages in the 3 years, just do it. Because tell me who we're going to buy.
He
Tell
don't
me who
want
we're
more
going to
money.
buy. No, but if he did, just
He
do
don't
it.
want
You know what I
money.
mean?
Yeah.
I don't think Salah does. I think Salah wants to stay on what he's on, just have more years. But if he turned around,
I just don't. I genuinely believe that. I just don't think we've offered him a contract yet. I just don't think we've done it yet.
No, I think they're going to talk this. I literally do think they get by the sands of it. They're going to just sit down and talk because there's no distractions, is there? They're all in international duty. Salah stayed at home, because I believe Egypt have already qualified for the next.
Yeah,
AFCON.
that's 2 international breaks. He's not been on.
Because they've already qualified for the next AFCON. I believe he does. Like the manager's basically like, I don't need to see Mo for a week. Don't worry about it.
I wouldn't be surprised if he quit international duty soon. I genuinely wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, if he signs his new Liverpool contract for a few years, he might decide, you know what, I'm going to just stick club football now. But he's very patriotic as well, so he might want to still go. But the fact there's no distractions, I don't think there's any reason that we can't get this done in the next 2 weeks. To be fair,
I think we'll get it done.
If Richard Hughes wants to be about it and get this fan base on side, then in this 2 week period, with no distractions at all, they should be able to sit down comfortably and have meetings and talk over contracts. Because what I believe the only stumbling block is, especially for Virgil's, it's just years. It's not money or anything like that. It's just depth of contract. And there is something like I've always spoke about this, but so David Lynch today on Craig's show on the Anfield Agenda was talking about who does the contracts, where's the money come from, and they were talking about John W. Henry because they were talking about the Red Sox baseball player who was on a high contract. Is it Books? Is it St. Books or something like that? I never gave him a new deal. He was their star boy. He was the best player apparently in the Major League Baseball. He played for them, and they didn't give him a new contract because he was on so much money, and they let him go. Yeah. So that's been compared. And David Lynch basically said today that, and you've got to remember with David Lynch, but he's not an FSG fanboy. David Lynch is actually one of the Liverpool journalists who actually is not great with them. Right, so we have to put that in context, yeah. But he actually said today that John W. Henry won't be involved with contracts. He's involved with the MLB because he's the outright person who does it all, right? But at Liverpool Football Club, he employs Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes to do everything. So apparently what they're told, they're given a budget, and then Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes are then work out what they want to do with their budget. So the budget's there. It's up to Michael Hughes, putting them together now. Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes. It's up to them together to work out what they do with the budget available. So it's up to them if they want to give the boys a new deal. It's not all actually down to John W. Henry. He's not really involved in it.
I think as well, and I think this is probably the reason why it's taken quite a long time. Is I actually think that there may well have been conversations about replacing Mo and Virgil. Like, I genuinely believe there's probably been conversations between Edwards and Hughes in look, are we going to move on past these? Like, is this going to be like maybe the final season for them at Liverpool, and we're going to replace them? And I also think Alisson's probably in that conversation as well.
Well, they've already replaced Alisson, ain't they?
Yeah, because Edwards has never been one to renew contracts when they've when they hitting those the older years in the 30s. But I think with Virgil and Mo, I just think they perform so well and their consistency still, then that's probably just made them change their mind. And they've gone, hang on a minute. Like, okay, yeah, maybe they are at this age, but are we going to find anyone better, even who's younger? Like, they're just not. Like, so it's going to be a case of, I think both of them will get 2-year contracts.
Yeah, I agree. I think they will. And that is how they've always worked. I know a lot of people...
I think Ali might go, though, you know. I really do.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I love Ali as well, like, but I really do think Ali might go, you know, like, because I genuinely believe that by the end of this season, Slot is going to be like, hang on a minute, I've got no skin in the game with Ali. Like, he's not been my goalkeeper. And he might just be a case of Queven's been my goalkeeper, and he's been unbelievable. Like, just unbelievable. Like, he just has. And Slot's probably like, hang on a minute, I can't sell this guy. I can't sell this guy when he might well win me the Premier League. Like,
Yeah,
and that's
I mean,
really unfair.
it is unfair, but if I'm having the choice, I'm letting Keller go instead of Allison, no doubt. But I mean, the only thing I think Allison was at Keller was at fault for, I do believe he should have done better for Saka's goal against Arsenal. Apart from that,
I think Robbo should have done better for Saka's goal.
Oh, Robbo should have done better, but as soon as he gone past Robbo, Keller didn't move. I think Allison spreads himself and covers that shot. But that's the difference between Allison being the best in the world. You know, it's just minute differences. But Keller's been brilliant this season. But yeah, with Salah and that, I know a lot of people talk about Michael Edwards and he looks at age of players. It's not actually the age of players he looks at. He looks at the physical condition of players.
Yeah,
that's the difference. So, like, he wanted Jordan Henderson gone before he even hit 30. He was like still 28. He wanted Henderson gone because he thought his legs were gone. And he could see in another year's time, it was going to be difficult for Henderson. In a year or two's time, Henderson's going to degrade. We're not going to get a lot of money for him. Let's get someone in now. And then a year later, we can let Endo go. But we didn't. And then we all know what happened. Endo's legs went, right? It's not actually about age. It's about condition. You know, with Fab, look at Fabinho. Apparently, Fabinho was not 30 when we bought him, which I'm not convinced. You know, I'm convinced. I ain't convinced Fabinho was 30 when we bought him, man, because the way he fell off a cliff like that overnight usually happens when, you know, old age sets in. Do you know what I mean?
And Cater as well. And
I'm telling you. So
Cater was an old man when we signed him.
Yeah, it's all about he was playing 25. I know he was 25, but he was 25 when we bought him. But my God, he fell off a cliff at 30, didn't he? But he looks at condition of players, and with Salah and Virgil, they don't play like they're 33. They just don't. Like Virgil is 33, yeah, and he'll be 34 going into next season. Does he look like he's that age? Does he play like he's that age? Is he conditioned like he's that age? No. And replacing Virgil would... How hard would that be? Like, in seriousness.
The thing about Virgil is he doesn't rely on pace. Like, he doesn't rely on...
But he found his pace this season. That's the mad thing.
Yeah, I know. He hasn't had to rely on all of his physical attributes.
It's up here, yeah.
It's up there. Like, he's a freak of nature. He's just incredible. His IQ, and I mean, did you see that pass that he played to Mo?
Oh, no one spoke about that.
Come on.
No. I spoke about it in my watch along. I was like, did you see Virgil's pass? It's not only the pass. Did you see the pace he made to get to the ball first as well?
I know. It was sensational, mate.
And then the composure to just play that ball over. Yeah.
With his weak foot, by the way. That was with his weak foot.
The thing is, though, I think someone spoke about this today. They were talking about this today about Virgil. Can't remember who it was. It was one of the sport. I think it was Ian Wright. Ian Wright was maybe talking about it, and he's saying the difference with Virgil, especially this year, he's like a playmaker at centre back. He's like a playmaker at centre back. You know, and what he's saying, the balls he plays into Gravenberch into midfield, You've got to stop it. The balls he can play diagonally. If the press is on, he's like, I'm just going to ping on this onto Salah's right foot, onto left foot, and he does. The balls he can play into Gravenberch, into McAllister, constantly at will. He's like a playmaker at centre back. And like Ian Wright was saying, teams eventually are going to have to step up and stop Virgil doing that. But like Ian Wright said, if you do that, if you do step up to try and stop Virgil making them passes and he makes the pass, then you're completely exposed.
Yeah, your midfield's gone.
Yeah, and that's how good Virgil van Dijk is. You know, his football playing ability is just...
Didn't I tell you that like he's got about a 96.4% pass ratio this season?
Yeah,
and I'm not talking about just...
And it's
just
not little
balls.
passes, is it? It's
not
not little
long balls.
Yeah, it's that ball into Gravenberch that he always finds.
Incredible.
It's that long ball to Salah. It's just, he's a playmaker as a centre-back and a great defender. It's just, replace that how? How are you replacing it? Like, eventually you got to, but as I've always said, give Virgil the new deal and then find his replacement while he's still at the football club.
Do you know what Virgil does now this season? He does what Trent used to do when he went inverted.
Yeah.
He does all the passing that Trent used to do inverted now. But
yeah, because he moves forward now, Virgil.
Because you got Virgil.
Virgil, have you noticed as well? Virgil moves forward now more.
Yeah.
And he engages more now. So Virgil's not only moving forward, he's engaging more. And that's because the knee's 100% now. I think he said that himself. He didn't trust the knee. Yeah. He didn't trust his knee for about 12 months after coming back. Because remember, he didn't even jump for headers, did he? No. And now he's just walking into midfield. He's playing the ball. It does help us also when Konate's Superman next to him as well.
Well, it does help that we've now got a right back.
Like Trent's actually staying right back.
Yeah, so Konate can just do the centre back job now.
Yeah, Konate this season, man.
Wow. So,
has anyone run past him? Is it possible?
No, I don't think so. And if they have, they've been completely cleaned out.
Like in the Arsenal game, Martinelli is no slouch, as we know. He didn't want to go. He gave up.
No.
Konate just bossed him out, and that shoulder. Who was that shoulder barge on? It was on a.
It was Martinelli.
The Watkins one in the Villa game when he just
made it
powered. But what people, because Villa fans were shouting for a penalty, but what they didn't realise is that Watkins actually kicked Konate in the back of the leg.
Did you see the dive he did?
Yeah, and then he went like that.
Yellow card. It was a yellow card.
Konate just punched him. That's all it took. And also, if you notice with Konate this season as well, he's dropped weight. They made him lose. They made him lose a bit of weight.
A lot of them have lost the muscle mass now, and they're just
he's leaner.
They're lean.
He's leaner. And have you noticed he runs more smoothly now as well?
Yeah,
it's not so fuddy.
He's been great. Just his passing.
He's been great. But look, for me, Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, no excuses for me. No interruptions. You got Trent and Salah there for 2 weeks on their own. No interruptions. Let's get something done in this 2 weeks. Come back with international duty.
I said this in the WhatsApp chat. Look, at the end of the day, the manager, the head coach, all of the staff, they've all delivered. It's time for Hughes and Edwards to deliver with these two guys or these three guys.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And also signings like that left back area needs sorting out. And that extra midfielder definitely needs sorting out.
I'm with you on the left back. Left back area needs sorting out. Oh, I will say I did think Robbo had a good game against Villa. I will give Robbo a bit.
He had a good second half.
Yeah, I thought he was all right. I thought he was all right against Villa. It still needs sorting out. I think Tsimikas and Robbo will go with the odd good game this season. Of course they are. They're still good players, but Robbo's legs have just been running to the ground for 7 years, and Tsimikas for me has never been that guy. So we just need a new left back. Left back. But again, the Alisson thing that you touched on a minute ago, David Lynch also was saying about Alisson today, and he thinks Alisson might go next year as well. Now, when we heard that we bought Mamardashvili and he stayed on loan at Valencia for a year, and then Mamardashvili said in an interview, "I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to Liverpool next season." right? And I go fight for the number 1 jersey. And I'm thinking, right, Kelleher's probably going to go because keeping Kelleher next year is almost impossible for me. He's getting too old now. He's arguably the best keeper in the league on form right now, and he's our number 2.
Yeah.
Chelsea, I don't want him going to Chelsea. Let me put this out there, guys. I do not want him going to Chelsea. But he is a better goalkeeper than everyone at Chelsea, right?
Yeah, he is.
And if Chelsea had anything about him, they'd just put a 40, 50 million pound bid for Kelleher in the summer.
Yeah.
He has to go to that level of club. He needs to play Champions League football as well. I know people were talking about Bournemouth and stuff like that. He's too good. He's at a level that's too high. So I think he's going to go. Jaros is obviously third choice, who, by the way, is arguably the best third choice keeper in the league as well. He's got a year left in his contract, so the club have got to try and make a decision on him, right? So with Jaros, they've got to work out if Alisson's staying. If Alisson's not staying and Alisson is going to go next summer, then Mamardashvili is coming in to be Liverpool's number 1, right? And he's going to take over, which is no one wants Alisson to leave because we all love Alisson a bit, yeah. But eventually he's going to leave the football club. So we've done our thing of getting a great goalkeeper in who could be at Liverpool for 10 years and arguably be number 1 in the world, no doubt about it.
You've seen how good he's been for Valencia.
Yeah, Valencia's defence is dog shit.
They are.
So he goes through a lot.
Practice. Practice.
So he goes through a lot. My only worry with Mamardashvili, he's not great with his feet, but maybe that's something that could be taught. But if Alisson leaves, hang on, before we talk about it, he heard me mention Alisson, and he's like, I've got to get in here quick before Jamie says say terrible. So let's get him in.
I'll be honest, I've not even heard anything. We talk about Alisson because my radar went off.
You're right. So we're just speaking about Alisson there, and I know you're only here for a short bit, but with Alisson Becker,
you missed the referee bit, mate, so you're all right.
Yeah, watch the first hour back with the referee.
We did an hour of that.
Yeah, we did that.
That dickhead.
David Leach today on Anfield Agenda basically said he thinks Alisson could leave next season. Now, with obviously Mamardashvili coming in, we always thought that might be a case because how good of a goalkeeper is. Does he want to play that number 2 role? He's probably too good for it. Queven Kelleher looks like he's going to leave, and I think he needs to leave, to be honest, because he can't be a number 2. He's just too good of a keeper. He's too good. He's the best goalkeeper in the league on form right now, right? So he needs to leave. Then you've got Jaros, who's arguably the best third goalkeeper in the league, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And he's got a year left in his deal. So I think David Leach was saying something like he wouldn't be surprised if Alisson leaves, Mamardashvili is the new number 1, and Jaros is the new number 2.
And then Harvey Davies number 3.
Yeah, and then he said Liverpool that also if they'll get a good transfer fee for Alisson as well.
What do you want from me here, Joe?
I don't know.
What do you want to see me break down on camera? Is this real?
Look, Alisson was probably always going to leave at one time. Being Brazilian, they have that sort of they sort of settle down earlier, don't they?
My favourite Liverpool player.
I love Alisson. We all do. He's the best goalkeeper in the world when he's fit.
Yeah, I'm going to take my bias out of it.
Fitness is an issue as well.
Massively. Yeah, massive. I'll be the first to say for a goalkeeper, he's very injury prone. In an ideal world, I think you try and keep Alisson for one season just so the transition from him to Mamardashvili is a little smoother. I think it's a lot of pressure on Mamardashvili to go from a team battling relegation to a team trying to win the biggest honours without any sort of buffer there, without any safety net. That being said, he looks like he's got the minerals. He looks like he's a fantastic goalkeeper and can go on to another level. I think Kelleher's always going to go. However, could there be a debate to say that if Alisson goes in the summer and Mamardashvili comes in, could there be a debate to say that Kelleher stays for 1 year? Or do you just think he's pushing the boat too much?
Doesn't his contract run out as well next year?
I think he's got 2 years left. Yeah, he's got 2 years left.
But Jaros' contract ends at the end of the season. So there's no guarantee he's going to stay either, because he might not want to be a number 2 either, because he could go and be a number 1 in a team not as good as Kelleher, but he could be a number 1.
Oh, definitely.
Can I just throw a spanner in the works, which is a really interesting one, and the reason why I say it is because because we've now got a 31, isn't he, Ali? 31-year-old goalkeeper who hasn't played a huge amount of football in the last 2 years, if we're completely honest. Yeah,
It's true.
For a goalkeeper.
What if we give
He had to get it in.
yeah. So what if we give Keller a new contract and he becomes our number one goalkeeper and Ali becomes our number two?
Oh, Alisson's not gonna have that.
I think he would. I genuinely do. And the reason why I say that is because he knows his body now.
Yeah,
and he
but
knows
Alisson also
he's
knows
injured a lot.
he can go to any team in the world, maybe apart from Real Madrid, and say, I'm the new number one here. I'm the captain now.
And Jaros goes, and Mamadashvili stays on another year on loan, but he comes back to the Premier League and he does a loan in the Premier League.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind if the problem is,
and then Ali then leaves on a free.
The thing is, if you can get good money for Alisson,
I don't think you're going to get a huge amount of money for him. I'm sorry.
If you go Saudi,
I'm sorry.
I think if you go Saudi,
I don't think he goes to Saudi though. Do you? Just don't think he's a Saudi guy.
I need to become emotionally uninvested from some of the players, and Ali's the one.
Me too.
Ali and Salah and Virgil, those are three.
Yeah, I think look with Ali. Look, he's got 3 years on his contract. He's regarded.
He got 3. Has he got
3? Yeah, his contract don't run out.
2.
20. His contract's till 2027, I believe.
Sorry to do this, boys. I got to jump off.
Big up, Cal. I know you got to show out.
Big up, Matt J. Love. Everyone smash the like button. Big up, boys.
Hello, man.
Hello, man.
Yeah, he's 2027, I believe, is his contract.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he's got 3 years left. He's regarded as arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
Oh, he is. He is.
Liverpool goal wants 60 million at least. You know, if who's the Man United goalkeeper that went for Onana went for 54 million, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Liverpool goal wants 60 million. If they get 60 million for him and they get 30 million for Kelleher, they got 90 million for goalkeepers.
I can't see us letting Keller go. I just can't.
I don't think it'd be.
I think he's been the best Premier League goalkeeper in the last 2 years. And he only played how many games he played last season? He played more games than Ali last season.
He played more games.
He was unbelievable last season. I think he's been unbelievable this season. He's 25, isn't he, Keller?
Yeah.
I can't see us letting this guy go. He's just too good.
No, I like him as well, but I don't think Liverpool want to let him go. Let's put it this way.
I don't think he's just going to break again in a week's time. You just don't know.
The problem is, because Kelleher basically made that interview. He looked annoyed that Liverpool bought Mamadashvili, and
it is a bit.
Liverpool.
They bought a goalkeeper that isn't their goalkeeper. He needs to understand that. He's not actually their goalkeeper yet.
No, but next year it'll be Liverpool's. If Alisson leaves, it's got to be Liverpool's number one. But I don't think Liverpool want to sell Kelleher. I think Liverpool would love to keep Kelleher till the day he retires because he's the best backup keeper in Europe. But if Kelleher wants to stay, Liverpool ain't going to let him go. I think it's all down to Queven. It's down on him. If he says to Liverpool, "I'll stay," Liverpool ain't going to let him go. If he says, "It's time for me to move on, 25 now." And if Chelsea make an offer for Kelleher, and then Kelleher turns around to Liverpool and goes, "I want to go to Chelsea,"
and be their 10th choice goalkeeper.
I think he probably goes and walks into their number one.
He walks
position.
into their first team. Yeah.
If Chelsea have had words with him and go, "Look, we're buying you to be our number one goalkeeper," I think he talks to Liverpool and goes, "Look, let me go. I'm going to be number one at Chelsea." You know, he's a Liverpool fan. He loves the club, but as you say, he's so good. He needs to play every week. He's the number one goalkeeper. You know, no Liverpool fan. And this tells you how good Kelleher is. Yeah, there's not a single Liverpool fan I know that got worried when Alisson got injured. Right, if Raya gets injured at Arsenal tomorrow for a few months, they're bringing in a guy called Neto. Yeah,
Who Klopp looked at, who Klopp wanted, by the way.
yeah. Thank God we didn't
When
wait.
Alisson, yeah, I know.
Shit. The only other team that is not too worried if they get a goalkeeper injury is Man City, because Ortega's good as well, right?
Yeah, he's
As the
good.
number 2.
I think
So-
he could be. I think he's actually probably
probably-
better
he's
than their
probably
first choice goalkeeper.
He's probably a better keeper than Ederson, but Ederson's just a different level with his feet, ain't he?
Yeah, his feet.
And
And
yeah,
that's something about Keller.
that's as
That's
good as-
something about Keller that people aren't talking about enough. Keller with his feet is just phenomenal. Like,
Yeah, he is.
phenomenal.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
The medical.
I don't
team
know.
doesn't
I
about
don't know. I think the fact that Arnie Slot is in the club may mean different things with Keller now, because he's now witnessed him. He's now using him, and he's winning us games. Like he's literally winning us games with some of his saves. Like
yeah, he's
some of his saves this season have been. I mean, I think I've seen 2 Gordon Banks saves already this season. Like, absolutely.
To be fair, of all the goalkeepers this season, Jaros might have made the best save.
Oh, that was an unbelievable save. That's a fair point.
And that's what I'm saying. Jaros is a flaming good goalkeeper as well. Liverpool are very lucky. When we're talking about squad depth, we have got Ali, Kelleher, and Jaros.
Blessed with goalies, but not number 6s.
Yeah, like if we had that in the DM position, we'd be
And left
unbeatable.
backs.
Yeah, like we are lucky with the depth of the goalkeepers we got. Jaros was obviously on loan last year. He did him the world of good. He was a number 2 goalkeeper for the Czechs as well at the Euros. He's got international experience already. He's got experience being a number 1, and he's our number 3, and Kelleher, yeah, as you say, Kelleher has just been, like A9 says there, if Chelsea come in for Kelleher, Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes are going to squeeze every last juice of dollar out of Chelsea Football Club for him. Can you put back in time, guys? Like in the summer, Nottingham Forest bid 7 million for him and Matt Turner for Kelleher. Can you imagine how that conversation went on with Richard Hughes?
I bet you ended with an FU.
And people, I remember people in the summer, some people in the chat, I'm not going to blame everyone in chat or anything like that. Some people in chats on Liverpool chats and all that were saying Kelleher weren't worth 20 million. I think some people on Twitter are apparently Liverpool fans, John Sullivan, basically saying that Kelleher is not worth 20 million. Like, why are we holding out for 20 million? You dumb.
Wow.
Like, come on.
Phenomenal.
How much did Thingy go from Sheffield United to Arsenal? 25 million?
I think it was 30 million money.
Yeah. And then he went back to Southampton for a bit of money.
I'm surprised Southampton didn't get Kelly, Surprised they didn't go for Keller.
Yeah.
It was a weird one.
James Trafford. Was it James Trafford, the goalkeeper? Didn't he leave Man City for like 30 mil? And people saying Ericsson is not worth 20 million. Kelleher's not worth 20 million.
I know.
Oh, come on. It's a daft thing. It's a quality goalkeeper. The Alisson thing, I think that's something that might go all next summer with Alisson. And I think it all depends on Alisson. I don't think Liverpool Football Club are going to let Alisson or Kelleher go just so they can make money. I don't believe that for a second.
I think with Liverpool now, I think it's a case of is the player going to make it at Liverpool? Like, are they going to have a career? Because if they're not, then there's no point having them hang around.
No, you can't.
And I think we're making quite cold decisions like that. Like is Endo going to have a career at Liverpool?
No, he'll be gone next summer.
So he'll be sold. Yeah. I think it's going to be a case like that. But I don't know. I think this season, Queevens proved a lot of people that he could cut it for a number of years. Like, he's not just a one season wonder. Like, I think genuinely, like, this might be a wild shout. I think genuinely he could be as good as Alisson. I genuinely believe he can be as good as Alisson. I've not seen anything of Queven Keller in the last 2 years that makes me think that we haven't got another Alisson on our hands. And we signed Ali when he was 24 or 25.
Yeah.
Keller's the same age. Like seriously, like he's doing absolutely everything that Ali does. Like,
Yeah,
he is.
they're superb goalkeepers.
I just can't. I can't be. I just don't want to take the risk of us being in a situation where we sell Queven, the new goalkeeper needs time to adjust, and Ali gets injured.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that.
And we've got Harvey Daves because Jaros left.
To be fair, look, we got Alisson in, and he didn't need time. He just came in and did his thing. I mean, with Marmon, and he was at Roma. Look, when we played Roma in that Champions League game, I didn't think much of Alisson. I ain't gonna lie.
No, that's good. That's good. People fired past him, didn't we?
Yeah, I didn't actually think much of him. And then when I heard we was after him, we were playing a world record field. I was like, quality. You know, he must be a decent goalkeeper. He's obviously better than Mignolet and Karius and all that lot. And then he came in and was like, oh yeah, he's the world's best goalkeeper.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, and what I've seen of Mamardashvili at Valencia and playing for Georgia, and he's only 22, 23. He's special as well.
He does it special.
He's special as well. So, you know, Liverpool have got. I think the goalkeeping situation will sort itself out because they've already done the business. Because they've already done business, and Mamardashvili is already through the door. Liverpool can take their time in this goalkeeping situation, in my opinion. But I do believe it's up to the players. It's up to the players. Liverpool ain't going to sell them just to make money. Because as I said, you can make almost 100 million if you do sell them, you know. But I just don't feel that's going to be the case. I think it's up to the players if what they want to do. They'll leave it in their hands. But guys, look, the boys are back after international duty, mate. So Alisson probably should be back. I think the only one that shouldn't be back is Jota. I believe
2 weeks, isn't it? Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's going to be 2 weeks after international duty.
That must have been a bad injury, you know.
I don't know. Like I heard it was bruised. I heard it was bruised ribs. Look, bruised ribs hurt.
Could have been worse.
Harvey Elliott's back in training. Alisson will be back. And Chiesa, look, the big one about Chiesa, they're hoping that Chiesa's training levels over the next 2 weeks will go up higher and he'll be back after international duty as well. But Harvey Elliott's the one for me, mate. Harvey Elliott's the one for me.
It'd be really good if we could see Harvey Elliott and Chiesa against Southampton.
Yeah.
Of some sort substitution,
because we all love Harvey Elliott. I mean, and he's a player that can offer us a lot in the way we play right now. And we play a slower tempo. We rest on the ball more. We let the midfielders have more of the ball and a bit more techie, and that's Harvey Elliott's wheelhouse, ain't it? That's what he does. I think we're all desperate to see him play under Arne Slot, ain't we? Because when we watched him in pre-season, he was absolutely cooking. And
do you think this season? I'll ask the chat this as well. Do you think if Harvey Elliott would have played from the start of the season, he'd be better than Foden right now?
Yeah, Foden's had a shit year, ain't he?
He's had a shit year.
We can admit it. Foden's had a crap year. I mean, Harvey's a good player, man.
I genuinely believe this season was going to be a real breakout for Harvey, and I'm absolutely gutted.
Yeah,
that it hasn't. It hasn't been that for him yet. So hopefully the next, you know, he could be pivotal. Like he got 11 assists last year, scored some big goals, scored 2 winners.
His stats went up every year. He's a good player.
He's still only 21 as well.
We were all desperate to see Harvey. I think Harvey back in the squad. Take your time with him. Don't rush the guy back. No. But him back in the squad is just going to give us that extra more depth in our team in midfield, which is going to be much needed going into the Christmas period. There's no doubt about it. So he's coming back at the right time. Alisson Becker coming back. Now, everyone in chat, big up James. He says, apparently scans have revealed that Trent suffered a low-grade hamstring. So 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yes, they could be back in 6. So it's actually quite nice that we've got this international break. And that's 2 weeks of it. So, yeah. So, Ali coming back. Now, does Ali come straight back into the team? Or do you leave Kelleher in there? This is the question now. This is what Slot's got to think of as well. You've got Alisson Becker back. Kelleher's done nothing wrong. You're top of everything you're top of the world at the moment. Let's face it. We're top of the league, top of your Champions League. Do you leave chat? Let me know in the chat as well. Do you go, Ali? You just have to sit on the bench for a few weeks. What? It's going to be a brave decision what Slot makes, isn't it? If he does that.
The thing is, if you just look at what he's done, he threw Robbo straight in when Tsimikas had a better pre-season. I think he'll throw Ali in. Like, I just think he will. Like, I just think some players just kind of pick themselves with some managers because of the history they've had. And I don't know, like if I was him, it'd probably be the Southampton Cup game that I'd play Ali. Like, keep him, give him a start in that game. Maybe another game here and there, but like just throw him straight into the Man City game if he's fit. Like, he has bozo moments against Man City and Arsenal.
Yeah. I mean, look, for me, I can understand if Slot went, you know what, Ali, you're back, but I'm going to just keep Keller. I'm going to keep Keller. I don't think anyone will argue it. Also a brave decision.
But no one would also argue with him just throwing Ali in.
Come back in because when Ali plays, he's the best around. I think I got this feeling Slot will keep Keller in goal, for at least a couple of games. I got his feeling he might keep Keller in for goal for a couple of games. Do you know the boost that be? Because Keller has never played with Ali on the bench, never. So the boost that will give him if he does that. But then you got to somehow be a great man manager to go right now and bring Ali back in the team without upsetting Queven so much. So it is a delicate way.
Or Ali.
Or Ali. It's a very delicate situation. If this was any other goalkeeper, any other number two, as soon as your number one's back, you just go back in, don't you? Right? But Kelleher's not a number two.
The thing about it as well is Keller's going to play all of that whole period where they're all just really, really hard games, like every single one of them. And if we come through and we've only conceded like a couple of goals, and he's basically saved our asses a few times because he's been amazing. Like, and then you get dropped. You'd be like, you'd want to leave the club. You really would. You'd be like, nah, I'm off. Like,
Yeah,
it's really tough.
It's a tough decision to make. I know, like, people in the chat have already said that. He said Alisson's his number one goalkeeper, and he is. He definitely is his number one goalkeeper. But the form of Kelleher might just completely have shot Slot. And this is the thing. He's not a number two goalkeeper. I know he's number two for Liverpool just because how good Alisson is. But he's not actually a number two goalkeeper when you think about it, is he? He's a legit top-tier Premier League goalkeeper.
Well,
so
Jürgen even said, didn't he? He's the best number two goalkeeper in the world.
1A, 1B, basically, he said, didn't he? Yeah. It's not. He didn't even degrade. He
said
degrading and calling him a two.
But the thing is, we have to look at as well is he's not Slot's number one goalkeeper, really, because he's not been his number one goalkeeper for Slot yet. Because he hasn't played every single game for Slot. No. So, and that's why I said Slot's got no skin in the game. Like he just wants the best for his team. And he may well have seen the best for his team right now. Like, and he might not want to risk putting somebody else in. Like, I don't know. It's a really difficult one. But it's a great problem to have.
Oh, yeah. Like, how many clubs have this problem? That you got this two level of goalkeepers. You got this two level of goalkeepers fighting it out. So yeah, it's a great problem for Slot and Liverpool to have. There's no doubt about it. And I don't know if he wants to keep Keller in for a couple of games while Alisson's just getting back and sits on the bench for a couple of games, then I'm not going to cry about it.
I think Ali was on the bench for the last game. Like, he was just there supporting. Did you see him?
Yeah. Alisson's brilliant, man. And like Kelleher, you can tell Kelleher watches Alisson very closely. He's like a mini version of him, ain't he? He's like
Yeah,
a mini version of
he
him.
is. He is. I think he's better with his feet. I think he's actually better with his feet, by the way.
Yeah, you can argue that. Well, he was an outfield player, weren't he, before he became
he's
goalkeeper?
sensational.
And I think he played hurling. Is it hurling he played as well? So yeah, he's definitely got that athletic ability. There's no doubt about it. I think big up Angie says, "Hi Jay, I just want to say I love your channel. Keep up the good work. Arna's Red Ben, top of the league. Love your name, the Coote." Big up Angie, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. It's nice things to say, man. Yeah, I appreciate everyone here on the chat as well. Everyone in the community. You're all great people. Guys, don't forget to go and subscribe to K Mac as well. You know, give him a shout, go and give him a follow, watch his videos, give him likes and love as we do in this Liverpool community. But guys, as a Liverpool fan right now, we're in a great place. We're in a great place. We've had 2 amazing weekends in a row. You know, it's not you usually when our rivals lose points, we usually join them.
Yeah, we do. We absolutely do.
But
we lose more points.
But we've literally gone 2 weeks in a row now, and we just keep winning. You know,
even that Arsenal Chelsea game, I was like, yeah, I think probably a draw is going to suit us more because I'm worried about Chelsea.
Yeah, and it just keeps them both 9 points behind.
Great.
And Liverpool got Southampton coming back, which look, it should be a 3-point game because Southampton are terrible. But
they got beat by Wolves, mate. They got beat by Wolves.
And after an international duty, it's just you never know. You just never know. But I noticed what Slot's done recently. The first international duty, he never rotated and he played all the players and we lost to Forest. The next international games, the game after that, he left all the South Americans on the bench. All of the South American players played on the bench because they got the furthest to go because they played the latest, then the furthest flights. And he left, obviously, any Asian players as well on the bench. And we won that game. Mm-hmm. So, against Southampton, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see McAllister and Luis Diaz and players like this because,
Mate, you've also got a Mo Salah who's rested for 2 weeks.
And Mo Salah's rested and hopefully signs a new contract. And on that note, we're going to leave it, guys. Big up to everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate it. This will send you over to Coppish, guys. So go over to Coppish and say, Jamie Raid. Go and show Coppish love. Big up, everyone.